Welcome to step number 5 on how to map your fields to Salesforce. This is a very exciting little step because you've built your form, you've set everything else, and now it's time to map the fields to Salesforce. So we will go to Form, Salesforce Integration, go to our push, and I've just got this one from previously. I'll tell you what, I'll create a new one. So again, we're simply adding the contact as an object, writes back to contact, and then the action will be create. We've set a rule condition. We're going to say GDPR I do not consent must be empty for this to work. And then you've got something here called map fields. When you click on this window, the window will pop up, and I'll explain what the features do in a moment. First feature you need to focus on is Salesforce mapping and form mapping. If this is enabled towards Salesforce mapping, then what you will see is all the Salesforce fields on the left hand side and all your form fields in these drop downs here. So that's step number 1. However, if you want to work with the other way around, then you just simply toggle the button to form mapping. Now all your form fields on the left hand side and all your Salesforce fields are in the drop down here. Next, you've got something called filter. And in this filter, you can just type in a field and it will filter it for you. For a good example would be if I switch this to Salesforce and I say, you know what, I want to look for my email field. Type in email, it's there. Then you've got something called show. Now this is a super handy little feature because you've got a number of options you can choose. You can choose here mandatory fields. You can choose the mapped fields. You can choose not mapped field, which are all of them at the moment. And then all. So these are 3 really handy options. What we're going to do is going to go ahead and map our fields now. So what I'll do is so remember in the first video I showed you the power of tagging your fields. Now look here, so if I type in GDPR, all my fields are here, and I'll just simply have to map them. It's super easy now. So I can just say first name in Salesforce will be first name. My form field last name will be Salesforce field last name. Email will be email. And then I consent will be I consent. And then I do not consent will be I do not consent. So very simple. 5 fields, that's all you need to do. You can do further things here. Use this value when your original value is empty. If it's empty, you can specify a default value. You can say don't use for update, don't use for create, use null if empty, replace BR with CRLF tags. So these are some options available to you. Now if I click apply, and then if you want to just complete all the mapping, you don't have any further work to do, just click apply and finish. If you do have some work to do, then click apply. So if you click apply, it will take you back to this screen. If you click apply and finish, all the work is done for you. Be sure to save every step you do. Super important. If you don't save it, it will cause you issues. So that's the mapping process. Super simple.